independence to those of you in Antigua. I'm looking for my articles that I had planned for today, but the usual. All right, it's loading up, it's loading up. Okay, so for those of you who weren't aware, Spain had a flood, and this comes from Loop News, and it says search on for bodies. Unprecedented flooding claims over 158 lives. So crews search for bodies in stranded cars and sodden buildings Thursday as residents salvage what they could from their ruined homes following the monstrous flash floods in Spain that claimed at least 158 lives, with 155 deaths confirmed in the eastern Valencia region alone. More horrors emerged Thursday from the debris and layers of mud left by the walls of water that produced Spain's deadliest natural disaster in living memory. The damage recalled the aftermath of a tsunami, with survivors left to pick up the pieces as they mourned their loved ones. Cars were piled on one another like fallen dominoes, uprooted trees, downed power lines, and household items, all mired in mud that covered streets in dozens of communities in Valencia, a region south of Barcelona on the Mediterranean coast. An unknown number of people are still missing, and more victims could be found. Unfortunately, there are dead people inside some vehicles, Spain's transport minister Oscar Puente said early Thursday, before the death toll spiked from 95 on Wednesday night. Rushing waters turned the narrow streets into death traps and spawned rivers that tore through homes and businesses, sweeping away cars, people, and everything else in its path. The flood demolished bridges and left roads unrecognizable. Luis Sanchez, a welder, said he saved several people who were trapped in their cars on the flooded V31 highway south of Valencia City. The road rapidly became a floating graveyard strewn with hundreds of vehicles. I saw bodies floating past. I called out, but nothing, Sanchez said. The firefighters took the elderly first when they could get in. I'm from nearby, so I tried to help and rescue people. People were crying all over. They were trapped. Regional authorities said late Wednesday that rescuers and helicopters saved some 70,000 people stranded on rooftops and in cars, but ground crews were far from done. Our priority is to find the victims and missing so we can help end the suffering of their families, Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez said after meeting with officials and emergency service in Valencia on Thursday, the first of 3 official days of mourning. The violent weather event surprised regional government officials, Spain's National Weather Service, and it rained more in 8 hours in the Valencia town of Shiva than it had in the preceding 20 months, calling the deluge extraordinary. In Payaporta, a community of 25,000 next to Valencia City, where Mayor Mirabel Alabat said Thursday that not fewer than 62 people had perished. Payaporta never has floods. We never have this kind of problem, and we found a lot of elderly people in the town center, Alabat told national broadcaster RTVE. There were also a lot of people who came to get their cars out of their garages. It was a real trap. While the most suffering was inflicted on the municipalities near the city of Valencia, the storms unleashed their furies over huge swaths of the south and eastern coast of the Iberian Peninsula. 2 fatalities were confirmed in the neighboring Castilla-La Mancha region and 1 in southern Andalusia. Greenhouses and farms across southern Spain, known as Europe's garden for its exported produce, were also ruined by heavy rains and flooding. The storms spawned a freak tornado in Valencia and a hailstorm that punched holes in cars in Andalusia. Homes were left without water as far as southwest as Malaga in Andalusia. Heavy rains continued Thursday farther north as the Spanish Weather Agency issued alerts for several countries in Castellón in the eastern Valencia region and for Tarragona in Catalonia as well as southwest Cadiz. This storm front is still with us, the Prime Minister said. And quote, stay home and heed the official recommendations and you will help save lives, end quote. The search goes on amidst the destruction. Over 1,000 soldiers from Spain's emergency rescue units joined the regional and local emergency workers in the search for bodies and survivors. We are searching house by house, Angel Martinez with a military emergency unit told Spain's national radio RNE from the town of Util, where at least 6 people died. An Associated Press journalist saw rescuers remove 7 body bags from an underground garage in Barrio de la Torre on Thursday. Wow.
Hey.
Hi.
Okay, good morning. Morning, everyone. We had a little issue here. There was no electricity. Well, there was electricity, just that we were on the generator. And that seemed to have actually crashed our streaming computer twice. So I was having a little trouble getting back in and so on. So we have that sorted out now. So I was rearing and ready to go at 8 o'clock. And was there.
As I said, when things happen.
Well, I wasn't because I was still wrestling with the computer. So technically, yeah. Okay. But yeah, we could have started at 8 o'clock. But came, generator was on. And the funny thing is, I didn't even, how sometimes when something, because of maybe familiarity, something you don't even notice it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, also when I came, I saw Pinder out there in the street, lying on the sidewalk. So we don't know if he's just sick or if he's
deceased.
If he's deceased, so we'll find out that later on.
Is the former.
Yeah, the police. Yeah, the police and so on were out there, and some of the workers from the government office upstairs, BNK. So I didn't even notice the generators. When I came inside and I noticed the computer was off, that's when I realized, the generator is on, and then it got chipped off. Then it came on again, and then it went off and came back on again. Yeah. So so let's hope Pinder is okay. Yep. He was lying there in the rain on the sidewalk right by the BNK garage gate. Mm-hmm. So and the cops came shortly after. So let's hope he's okay. Okay, so today it's 8:25, and we're expecting Minister Congress today. Let's hope he also shows up. So I didn't even hear everything you were talking about because I was wrestling.
I know you're back on.
Yeah, I was here on the wrestling mat with the computer.
I was just mentioning that it's Antigua's Independence today. I think it's their 43rd.
Yeah, November 1st.
It is also today supposed to be the close of the hurricane season, but we have these heavy rains. This climate change thing is really real. It is also All Saints Day, and it's also Dia de los Angelitos, or Day of the Little Angels, meant to honor children who have died.
Oh,
it's mostly celebrated in Mexico and Latin America, though.
Okay, didn't know that.
It's also National Cinnamon Day.
National Cinnamon Day.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? It's the one day I use.
You didn't use cinnamon?
No, I didn't use any cinnamon today. I always put some powdered cinnamon in the bottom of the filter and then put the coffee grounds in. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, on National Cinnamon Day.
Yeah, and I had no idea.
Oh well, now
that's
you know.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one day.
When
I should have done the cinnamon thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So no quiz for us today?
I do have a quiz, but can you handle the quiz by yourself?
If I can handle
you don't have a
myself?
Counterpart today. I don't know if he's on his way. And folks, for those of you who are crossing guts, please be careful. Be careful. If it's raining too heavy and you can't make it, bosses, please understand. We need lives. We need people alive than people unalived. So let's be considerate. But please be careful on the roadways. Remember, nowhere in St. Kitts is too far. We're all going to get there. For those of us walking on the sidewalks, let us be careful as well. Yeah.
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah.
And the bus drivers, as per the WinFM news, the bus drivers just scored themselves a slight bus fare increase.
Right.
And I'm sure that'll go a long way because it's $1 across the board. It might sound like a little, but it adds up. So
once you get the bodies.
yeah, once you get the bodies. So the I guess the authorities had to find a kind of comfortable middle ground where the customers weren't going to riot, or the commuters weren't going to riot, and the bus drivers, weren't going to riot either. I'm using riot loosely, of course. I'm being figurative. I'm not saying I'm not trying to say anything untoward.
Here comes your quiz partner.
Here comes the quiz guy.
He's looking like he's not able. Good morning, sir. How are you?
QG, my man. My man.
What's good?
QG.
Oh my gosh, you sound like you don't have a voice.
That's okay. We're going to be good.
QG.
What's good, radio listeners?
The quiz guy.
It's your boy, Jay Black. I come in time for the quiz?
Yeah, because I
Okay.
was just telling Jamsta if he could handle it by himself since you weren't here.
Nah, man.
Sounds like they're hard, right?
I couldn't leave Jamsta out of it. I know them quizzes be
It is.
brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it. And folks, remember, you too can participate, so you can call in. I don't know how much time we have, though, so I'll try to get in at least 3 questions.
Yes.
So here we go, gentlemen. When did Charlestown become the capital of Nevis?
Ain't nobody remember that stuff.
This is why we are going to go there, because we need to keep educating our folks and us on the importance of our history.
Charlestown became the capital of Nevis. The time it became the capital of Nevis.
I never said the time. I don't want to know if it's 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. I said when did Charlestown became the capital of Nevis.
What
So
time-
if
what
you
ti-
can give me
what
the
time is
year,
when?
and if you can give me, Lord, I'm making it so easy for y'all. Okay, give me the year and the event that made Charlestown become the capital. Come on, gentlemen.
No, I know.
We
I
got
want
you
to
this
answer it, but I can't say the answer. I can't say the
Why?
answer.
Okay, it's something bad.
It might be something bad.
Okay,
Might
all
be
right.
something bad? What?
It
Okay.
might
Why?
be something bad.
I'm gonna give you all the answer.
What do you mean?
After Jamestown was destroyed by a tidal wave in 1680. I can't believe y'all didn't remember that.
I didn't remember the year.
I didn't
knew
even
it
know
was-
that. Remember,
I knew-
I didn't even know that.
You didn't know that?
No, I
But
didn't
we
know
had
that.
a discussion with Jamestown, with Mr. What's his name?
Was it John?
John? Yeah.
Yeah, John.
Okay.
John Francis.
Yeah.
Pope John Francis.
Okay. Oh boy. How many parishes are there in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis? So we're going federal now. Good morning,
12.
Mario.
11.
Eh.
In
Jamsta?
11?
Eh.
No, it's like it's either six. No, not 16. 9 plus 4.
Wait.
9 plus 4 is 13. And
You're-
13 parishes.
You're talking about you're not talking political division.
No. Parish is different.
No, parish.
I know.
constituency.
No constituency here. Just
No,
the
she's talking
parishes
parishes.
So 8,
within the
that's
Federation.
geographical.
11.
So it's federal.
It's
St.
11.
Kitts and Nevis. Eh.
13?
He got the closest to it. Eh.
10?
12.
Eh.
What do you mean?
14.
14.
How is it 14?
How is it 14?
Y'all want me to find the 14 and let y'all know?
And 4 in Nevis? Or is-
14 parishes they are.
So it's 5 in Nevis.
I am not quite sure.
Then you
I'll have
don't
to
know.
pull it-
Because
I
it's
have
9
the
in St. Kitts.
answer.
Another for a fact.
It's 9?
Yes, 9 parishes in St. Kitts.
So
I'm
then
and I
that
can list them
means
for
there
you.
is 5 in
Because
Nevis.
I always used to get this right in social studies.
But I'm
Nobody could have
thinking-
been better than me on this year.
I'm thinking, I'm probably thinking electoral division.
No, we don't want the
in
electoral.
St.
Yeah, I
Kitts,
know,
I'm
I know,
from
but-
my area. Trinity St. Thomas, St. Paul's, St. Anne's, Christchurch. Oh boy, I'm forgetting them.
Already.
St. George's.
How many parishes you said they were in St. Kitts?
I think it's 9.
You are correct on
Yes.
that one. So
yes.
go ahead and name your 9.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
All
great.
right, no problem.
So the minister is here. We're going to
Can't
suspend
give
the
you the answer.
quiz. We will suspend the quiz. Let's go to the break, and we're going to get Connors right after this.
Found the sound 99.9 FM.
What's that one gift you've longed for?
My own home.
Build or buy your home with financing from CIBC Caribbean and we'll gift you up to US $3,000 towards your legal fees. No loan application fee and up to 95% financing. And if you switch your mortgage to us, take the gift of no switching costs up to US $10,000. Plus, we're giving more with double the chance to win one of 3 cash prizes in your country. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/joyofgiving for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
Your Horseless Value Mart IGA specials for October 31st through November 13th. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. IGA or Essential Everyday Microwave Popcorn, just $7.99. Multi-meal cereals, just $17.99. Essential Everyday Dry Roasted Peanuts, $12.99. Essential Everyday Cranberry Juice Cocktails, just $8.99 each. Essential Everyday Shredded and Chunk Cheese, $7.99. Blue Bunny Ice Cream, just $22.99. And now our very low weekly value deals. IGA or Essential Everyday Salad Dressings, $10.99 each. Duncan Hines Cake Mixes, $6.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Mac and Cheese, $2.99. Newless Pasta is just $5.99. Ensure, $8.99. Colgate Toothpaste, $7.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Eight 34. We've got the pleasure of having Minister Connors Maynard visit us. Connors, morning. What's up?
Good morning, sir. How are you? I'm well,
I'm
and
good.
yourself?
See you rocking your power suit. You know?
I have a power meeting coming up. You have to be prepared in all senses.
Okay, so I'm gonna let Jay Black set it off because he's the one that set it up. So
I set it up, so I have to. Okay, no problem. Right. So this has been long overdue, I feel, in terms of getting Congress here.
And all you have to do was ask.
And all I have to do was ask. You know, I didn't have to go through all the stuff and with bells and whistles. He just said, just ask. Lord said to just ask. But anywho's, we brought the minister in to discuss some foundational questions on renewable energy, sustainable energy for the plan for the next couple of years in the island. Now, I'm just going to hop straight into the questions, right? Because we're going to have a section, hopefully, that time permits us for you guys to call in and voice your opinions, questions, and all that stuff. No hot water, please. Please, the man talking about sustainable energy. I can't take higher, and I'm going to tell Jamsta lock out the station. Okay. Anywho's, Minister, can you provide an overview of the sustainable energy development plan for the next 2 years? What are the main goals? Like, what are the objectives?
Right. So, firstly, let me say good morning to yourself, the host here, the operator, and you listening public. It's my pleasure to be here. Now, in terms of sustainable development, specifically for renewable energy, correct?
Yes.
Right. So, I think by now you should know that St. Kitts and Nevis has tremendous potential. When we were young, I'll just introduce with this. And we were going to school, we learned about Jamaica having bauxite,
right.
Guyana having lumber, now they have, and gold, now they have oil.
Now they have oil.
Trinidad, you had oil as well, and you heard that St. Kitts and Nevis had no natural resources.
Right.
Well, as times have progressed now, we realize that we have a unique natural resource that can transform our economy for generations to come, and that is renewable energy.
Okay.
In different forms.
Okay.
One, obviously, solar. We live in a part of the region that has good solar radiation. So
You say too hot.
in other words, so it's high, it's fairly high,
Right.
and we have many hours of it throughout the year. We also live in the belt of what is the northeastern trade winds.
Okay.
And the way how St. Kitts is structured, you can get a lot of those winds consistently. And importantly, our geothermal resource. What makes it particularly good for St. Kitts and Nevis is that it is a lot closer to the surface than many other areas in the world. So you don't have to drill as deep to get it. So it's closer, and it's more abundant in a small space. Okay. So the realities are that we could generate throughout our renewable energy sources well over 1 gigawatt of power.
Oh, wow.
We only need 40 megawatts in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Oh, wow.
A gigawatt is 1,000 megawatts.
Right.
So between geothermal, wind, solar, we have well over 1 gigawatt, trending towards 2 gigawatts. So it means then that we have tremendous potential. What does that mean? Obviously, we can supply the economy locally, but it gives us an opportunity to invite industries that use a lot of energy, whether it is data centers, whether you know cryptocurrency generation, whether it is plants that produce ammonia or green hydrogen, whether it is interconnecting other islands close by. I've been to the Mallorca, Balearic. I always forget the pronunciation of the
Balearic Island.
Balearic
in Spain,
Islands,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Jamsta.
No, that's
Very
what
good,
that's
very
what that's
good.
what Ibiza is. The party island, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
yes, so we there was a sponsored tour where some ministers of government were sponsored to go and have a look at that infrastructure, and it's real life. That it's not only there in the world, but there are many other places. Mallorca is over 250 something kilometers away from mainland Spain, but they're interconnected on the sea by their underground electric cables.
Oh, okay.
Right? So, and that's 250 kilometers. We are about, 2, 3, 4 between St. Kitts and Nevis. None of our islands close by in the Eastern Caribbean are that far away.
That's a long job, God.
We are presently doing our analysis to see how feasible that is. We have people working on it already. They're doing the feasibility studies. So the potential is great. Okay. But over in the short term, we can explore solar because that is well known. And we can explore wind because that is well known. And there are a number of projects and movements towards some projects that will accomplish that.
You mentioned a lot just now. That's really great. I know you mentioned the geothermal, and I know we have geothermal here in the Federation. Now, for those of you who are listening, geothermal, when you drill into the earth, geothermal energy comes from the steam that is produced, correct? Mm-hmm. And it powers a turbine, and of course that generates electricity. So just wanted to explain that quickly.
And it's renewable because, obviously it's such a huge source underground.
Right.
With all the magma or
correct.
whatever.
That's like 70% of the earth, correct?
Right, just flowing to the ground there. But we can put back that fluid that we take out back into the ground so it reheats again. Right? So that is what helps it to be renewable. So that steam that you take out, you will pull up effectively almost hot water. It most likely will be saline because of how deep it is.
Oh, wow.
Will be sea. I just put it right back into another well close by. So you just create a cycle. So you use the heat of the Earth's crust to heat up the water and just cycle it around.
But what's taking so long to get this project off the ground? If this is such
so the capital investment is heavy, and it's also risky. So once you do it, you will reap the benefits. Other countries have, but if you don't have the resources to move forward, that will be a problem. The other thing is, unfortunately, and I have to say this, over the past 7 years, in the past administration, where you had a division government, local government, and the federal government in the same government, when our international partners were inquiring about moving forward on a project like this, while the Nivision government and officials were saying we have this resource and we should move forward, the federal government was telling them another thing, that no, we need to explore the sources in St. Kitts, because we do have geothermal sources here in St. Kitts as well.
Really?
Yes, we do. A significant amount as well. right? However, that is much further off from development than the Nevis option. That has been explored. There have been test wells done. The resource is certified. So now, when we came to office, we signed something with the CDB to give what is called a contingently recoverable grant, which gives $17 million to start the process, $60 million to start drilling, the production wells, another $1 million for technical support. And we went out to RFP. Well, the NEVLEC went out to RFP to invite companies. But one of the challenges we found is that $60 million could only do a limited number of wells. And the big drilling companies in the world considers Nevis a remote place. For them to move from where they are in New Zealand or in Iceland, etc., is significant. To come and drill 2 or 3 wells doesn't make economic sense. So we had to go back to the drawing board to now expand that RFP capability and seek additional funding. So that is why I've approached the Saudi Fund for Development, who is considering an additional $20 million. CDB is considering an additional $32 million. So that is progressing. And recently, I had the pleasure of being at what is called the Blue Planet Alliance Forum in Hawaii, where we met some other opportunities for investment, which they're now grabbing onto it and looking at it. There are also international partners which are supported by our geopolitical friends that are pushing this as well. So we are working, but the point is, all of these things do take tremendous amount of time.
I could imagine.
When you look at those places that have been developed already, it takes an inordinate amount of time because of just how it works with respect to securing financing. For instance, if you were to go to the Green Climate Fund, it could take you 3 years before you can get $1, right? And then you still have to do all the feasibilities and all of those things, etc. So it's ongoing. It's very promising. I presume that in the next 2 to 3 years, you will actually see some major activity. But in the meantime, we can proceed with our solar projects.
Okay, let's,
Congress did not take a breath.
Yes, nice segue, because that was the next question. The Le Clanche, quick progress report on that.
Right. So I prefer to call it the SOLEC. Le Clanche is one part of the
SOLEC,
yes, of that company. As you know, when we came to government, we met that project in a particular form. In proper procedures, of course, we analyzed the project to see whether or not it was fit for purpose. So we invited our regional partners to have a look at it. That is the CCRE, Caribbean Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency, and other international known partners who also provided some insight on it. The review found a number of things: that we could do better on the price, that there were certain technologies that might be outdated because this project actually started its beginnings around 2017. So
by now things would have advanced, yes.
Take a look at that, 2017 to 2022. That project did not happen, but it was on the go. And I'm going to show why that is a particularly important observation for our electrical situation, our energy situation. And so we found those deficiencies and basically said, look, if this is going to stay, we have to renegotiate. So we renegotiated it, and we did a couple of things. One, we got a better price, slightly better. 2, we put some firm deadlines in there, because before, if it had stretched out for 5 years, every time they said they can move, they won't move, etc. And so it was just prolonging. So we said, no, we have to put some fine timelines. And most importantly for me is that we gave an opportunity now for locals to be able to invest in the project. So now the renegotiated project allows you, Jonathan, to invest in this project. And you don't have to invest in it at the very beginning. It's the money for our buy down, as it is called, is only required when they are complete, when the project has been completed and they're ready to switch on. So we bear no risk in looking at the development of the project, getting whomever we want to test to make sure that things are good, and then we can invest to buy down so that we can enjoy the return on those investments locally. So that is an important thing that we did. So right now, the developer, it's all in the developer's hands now. So we have put it in the hands, and they have encountered additional challenges since, I would report that. But because we have some contractual deadlines that we have worked out, we're going to wait for those deadlines to come before we can make a full pronouncement on how it will go. So really and truly,
You want to spill it here a little bit and tell us when?
Well, this is November,
Uh-huh.
so the last significant deadline is really towards the end of this month. So by the end of this month into December, we'll have a fair idea as to whether or not everything will finally come together. But it's all in the hands of the developer to meet the things which they agreed to and that they said that they can deliver, because at the end of the day, we want to protect the interests of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. This is a long-term project, 20 to 25 years of a power purchase agreement where there will be the independent power producer. As an electrical engineer, of course, I've had a look at it technically, to ensure that I understand that this is where we ought to be going.
Okay,
But that said, there are some. In the meantime, we have been doing our readiness to invite other developments. Now, this development being there and being in a very critical location, which is the ideal location for a solar plant if you're going to interconnect to the power station, because we have one central point of generation here. So the closer you are, the more cost effective it is to connect into that already established grid. Obviously, that has impact on others that you're going to do. But as I said, by this month, we will know. We are lined up right now with a number of other options, which, of course, the government will announce at the appropriate time.
Okay. Quick. I know you don't have much time. Quick word on the newly announced fare increase for the bus drivers. You can just tell us. Just
right. So that has been long standing for the past 16 years. The bus fare has been the same. Since 2008, and so obviously representation has been made by the bus community for an increase in fare. So what we did, as I always do in everything that I am involved in, we go through a prudent process. So we invited the bus associations, the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, et al., the board, to do a complete analysis of what the situation is. Now, it's important to note that with inflation, with the cost of operations, but we also had to look at the impact on the, especially the minimum wage earner. And so we couldn't go to the maximum. So the analysis shows that the increase should be more and can be more, but we have to look at the impact on the minimum wage earner. And the reports that were done from the Ministry of Consumer Affairs showed they looked at the exact impact, the dollar value impact on a minimum wage earner. And it was within the range that they said would be comfortable for a minimum wage earner to absorb, given that the minimum wage has increased and that it will increase again next year. So those considerations were made, and so the cabinet was minded to support the analysis that was done with the requirement that it can't go over a certain amount of increase. Well, it just came out, so my intent is to, I believe so, because this is where they will be settled. It's important to note as well that to cover some of the additional costs that they would have, concessions are offered to them. What I realize is that for them to access those concessions are not the clearest, and so we're going to work on that so that they can access the concessions so that the price did not have to increase much more than what it is now.
Okay, all right, notice anything. I want to talk about the desalination plant.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So, everybody, the desalination plant is coming, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Now, we obviously...
Two of them.
Okay, great. Obviously, we understand why the desalination plant is coming, because there's obviously a water shortage, correct?
Yes.
All right, cool. So,
but importantly, a water shortage in the Bastia Basin.
In the Bastia Basin.
Yes, we are on the verge of destroying our aquifer. And not only do we have to get additional water, we have to pull back a bit of use on the aquifer. Otherwise, we chance what is called saltwater, increasing the saltwater intrusion levels, so that the well now becomes salinated.
So you say destroy meaning like it's overused.
You can you can literally cause it to not be functional for 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, just imagine if think about it. Salt water is heavier than fresh water.
Of course.
If you are very, very careful in a glass and you pour fresh water on top of salt water and you don't allow it to mix. The salt water can stay to the bottom.
Right.
The fresh water can stay to the top. But if you pull on it too fast, or if you take something and mix it up, all of it becomes salinated now. So that is what can happen with your aquifer. You can pull so fast and so much that the salt water, there's a principle that says when you pull on a well, you actually pull the salt water closer up to the surface. And if you do that too fast, then you can integrate the salt water, because we're all on salt water. Our aquifers are what you call non-confined. So they're not confined, so water can get to them from different areas. So if you mix that too much, you will have your whole aquifer filled with salt water.
No, how soon? This is a lot of information, and I feel like this is the thing.
Yeah, we need to have a longer conversation.
Oh,
and
trust me,
I'm open to having that.
I am open, man. This is good stuff, because this is what people don't talk about when they're abusing, right?
Yeah.
But how long before you think this thing gets into operation?
Right, so we're looking at June of next year.
Oh, really?
Yes, so it's ongoing now. The plant has started.
Right.
They are on schedule, and they're doing very well. Obviously, things can happen. They've done all the tests. All the environmental impact assessments have been done. I think it's before the planning board now, actually, all of the designs, after they've done the testing, earth samples, and so on, etc. I visited the site, I think, last week to see what the layout will be, where the tanks will be.
Tell me where it is.
This is, where the old Texaco station is in industrial site?
Yeah.
That's where the plant is going to be.
Okay, so close to the water. Okay.
Right? So you're going to see construction starting very shortly, because I anticipate that we will get approval from the planning board to move forward. And that's going to be a 2 million gallon a day desal plant. So it's going to be a significant boost. It's a significant investment, but it's needed. It is well thought through. It is what we need to do to transition. That doesn't mean, though, we are exploring our other groundwater sources that is on the western side of the island. So we're presently undertaking a hydrogeological survey to identify where other areas of water exist in especially the western side of the island.
Okay. And then are there any byproducts of the desalination plant that we may, let's say, resell or reuse?
Right. So that's a possibility. And in fact, we signed a memorandum of understanding with a company that is doing some advanced level research of how they can actually take the brine, get more water out of it, and separate the solids, so that you can then do whatever you want with the solids. Right?
So then does that reduce the need for dilution ponds as a result?
Right.
Or are you
So we don't necessarily need a dilution pond to do it when you do have access to an area of the ocean that is fairly
close.
Devoid.
And yes.
Okay.
So, and it's not going to be as expensive to get back the brine there. Now, I want you to think of dropping a pinch of Clorox, which you should not drink, right? No matter what others say. Right? Think about dropping a drop of Clorox in, let's say, a big swimming pool. Do you think this Clorox will have an impact on the pool? Not really.
No, not significantly.
When you get a chance, look at the map of St. Kitts in the wider Caribbean Ocean. No matter, we in St. Kitts and Nevis alone can never produce enough brine to affect the salinity of the water. So once you're able to get the brine back in a suitable area in the water, that the water itself will turbulate, there's a word where, the water mixing up and so on, etc.
Right.
Then you will have no issues. Now, because it's new to us, people will always ask these questions, but I invite you to check all the other areas of the world that have been doing desalination for quite some time. The surveys, we check the seabed, etc. So there are no coral and so on that are exposed and so on to any of this. So we've been doing our due diligence on this project.
Okay. Boy, unfortunately, we're going to have to end it there. Conway, he's on a busy schedule. He has the country to run. Unlike us, we just bang it.
But I'm open to come back, because I think it's important to share this information to the general public. I understand people always have questions. What you're doing, why it's taking so long, and these are legitimate questions. But I honestly believe that when people have the information, they will understand.
Okay,
they will understand that we're doing
quick yes or no question from the board. somebody's wondering if you guys are going to be reapplying the surcharge to residential power, residential electricity.
That is not the aim. Definitely not in the short term, right? Because you're talking about the FVC charge, I presume, right? So obviously we want to protect the residential user. We also, and that is why the transition to renewable energy is important. So there is no intent right now to do that for residential users. However, although it is done in Nevis, right? So we still have some time before that will happen. And if it were ever to be discussed, you will have ample time to know about it. However, that decision was made that the FEC should not be provided any further for businesses. Now, remember, this was an effort to ease the impact of COVID and allow persons to recover. That recovery has happened. And so we always have to analyze what we need to do. It is, however, not sustainable, because if the government continues to pay this significant amount of fuel variation charge because of the fluctuation in price in fuel, it means they can't do some other things. The same road that you're going to be complaining about, it means I can't buy the asphalt or fix the plants to get it done. Or the same complaints you'll be making about healthcare, etc. Now, electricity is something that we can manage, right? A lot of, it's the same thing with water. We take for granted the use of water and electricity. There are some people I know who have, sizable apartments or homes, and their electricity bill is fairly small because they manage it, right? They understand that leaving something plugged in, an adapter plugged in, uses electricity. Over time, it adds up. Right, all of the things, the lights, rooms that you're not using, the type of lights that you use, taking off appliances like televisions when you're not, television running all day. The only thing that should be on all day in your house really is your refrigerator. Yeah. And even then, when you are purchasing a new refrigerator, look at the energy rating of the refrigerator, because some can have higher energy ratings. The type of ACs that you use, there's something called a SEER rating. A SEER rating tells you how efficient it uses electricity. You want a higher SEER rating than a lower SEER rating. Now you have to do the balance, because the higher the SEER rating, the more expensive the unit is. The lower the SEER rating, the cheaper the unit is. So when you go and buy a cheaper AC on the front, it's going to cost you more over time because it uses more electricity. So these are some of the things that are important to talk about when it comes to that. Additionally, I want to encourage persons, manage the electricity, pay attention to what you're using, and do your best to meet the obligations, right? We are working on some products that are going to help in terms of persons being able to pay and stay up to date, etc. But definitely make the effort to understand what your usage is like and monitor it.
I'm going to ease up on Skillet from today.
Okay.
Well, Skellek, just to put hats out to Skellek, they have been, we didn't get to talk about the disadvantage of what we had with waiting 5 years for a renewable energy project and abandoning upgrading our power plant. There is a misconception which I think I want to address. I know that I'm actually meeting with the Prime Minister in a meeting, and I think he will forgive me with his team for me to make this just to make this very clear. There's a misconception that I've heard because recently we did there was a temporary power plant, a 6 megawatt temporary power plant that has been installed at the power station.
Yeah, power station.
People are saying, well, you've wasted so much time not installing the renewable energy plant, the solar plant, and now you have to go and rent generators to use fossil fuel. Let me just try to dispel that very, very quickly.
Okay.
The solar power plant can provide maybe 12 to 14 hours of power in a day, right? Even if, for instance, the solar plant was installed right now and it provided all of our power during the day. We don't have enough batteries in that system, right? Or it would not necessarily be the most economical to have all the batteries to run the plant 24 hours. So after you have your solar plant that is running, let's say, for argument's sake, your whole grid during the day, let's say that's 30 megawatts. When 9 o'clock comes, you don't have that 30 megawatts anymore. You need to go and find it someplace else, which is going to be your thermal plant in your power station. Now, if those are not working, if those are not up to date, we'll have great electricity in the day and none at night. So it is a completely incorrect argument to suggest that if we had the solar plant now, you would not need to do the rental power. The rental power is doing a specific duty. It is allowing Skelec. Right now, Skelec has a demand on it about 28 or so megawatts throughout the island of St. Kitts. They only have generators to supply 28 megawatts.
Yeah.
So which means that if one generator goes bad, they cannot provide enough power. So what this 6 megawatts allows is for one, to now have the ability to go in and maintain some of those generators that are long overdue. They're on the verge of breaking down. They have run too many hours. There's no generator that runs all the time. It runs for a period of time. You have to take it down, rebuild it, take it out, and so on, etc. All of that is part of the development. So in the former administration, it was a very horrible mistake to not invest in upskilling and upgrading the power plant. That is part of the transition. And so that was missed. And so we have some generators that are 30-something years old. We have some that have been running for far too long. And when you run them for far too long, now instead of fixing the seals and the things in between, you're actually mashing up the parts.
Right.
And they have to then go and be procured and manufactured. Now, because some of these generators are so old,
They don't make them anymore.
It takes a long time. So when the other day there was one of the generators done, it would take months. So you may say, well, why is this taking so long? Well, they have to fabricate it. They have to actually go to a machine, a plant, and fabricate it from beginning to end. And so it was really, really a horrible decision to be just focusing on a renewable energy solution and not upgrading your thermal fixed capacity solution to have the redundancy. Because even when we do have solar plants, you see, we had rain for yesterday and today. No matter what you do, you're not going to get 100% of solar from solar power from that. It's going to drop tremendously. Just cloud cover alone drops that tremendously. You must have the ability to run your entire grid from your power station thermal until and unless you have a renewable source that never turns off, which would be like something like geothermal. So until then, you need to ensure that you have a fixed plant that can provide all the power you need at any time you demand it. Later on, we'll talk about some more about how we integrate renewable energy sources from rooftops and so on, and why some people are saying why we don't push into that, etc. Again, perhaps because of my background in electrical engineering and having a little understanding of this, we don't want to make the same mistakes that persons like Barbados and others have made in not putting things in place so that we don't have blackouts that we can't control and so on. But that's another discussion I'm very happy to have.
Very, you made a lot of good points.
We're gonna have to bring him back.
Yeah.
We got to bring him back.
Yeah, because we haven't even touched on EV concessions.
Correct.
like,
And all of those
stuff,
things.
yeah.
Grants accessible for the public,
So you need to give me some more time than.
Oh, yeah, man.
Of course, no problem.
You need a whole hour.
Not an issue. Okay,
all right,
Carlos.
so thanks, man. My privilege. My pleasure.
Thanks
All
a
the
lot,
best.
Honorable.
Okay, good.
Too easy.
Okay, so it's 9:05. We got Gender Affairs coming up next, and we're going to take a quick break and come back with... so you guys are going to go around, all right? Okay, here we go.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
I ain't got no hurricane safety tips now. Well, Skelec got, and together we can weather the storm. So, check this. Prepare for power outages. Charge devices before a storm strikes. Develop a plan in the event that electricity goes. Learn where and how to shut off your home's electricity. Ensure that there are no trees in the lines near you. If you are experiencing low voltage, turn off the main switch in your home. Do not touch wet appliances. You feel only Nima can give safety tips? Well, Skelec can too. So be sure to stay tuned to Skelec's Facebook page and website for updates about the outages and restoration. For emergencies, our contact numbers are 465-2013, 661-2013, and 600. I repeat, 465-2013, 661-2013, and 600. Remember, with Skelec's hurricane safety tips,
Together, we can weather the storm.
Reliable and responsible. Skylag is here for you. Powering our community.
Get ready for 3 thrilling days of savings at Hostel's Building and Neva Centers from Thursday, October 31st to Saturday, November 2nd. Enjoy an incredible 3 thrilling days of 25% off on all discountable items store-wide. Whether you're looking to tackle home improvement, upgrade your tools, or find perfect finishing touches, we've got it all at unbeatable prices. Join us for this limited time event and save big on everything you need to make your projects a reality. Hurry in. These deals will only last for 3 thrilling days. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Visit Hostel's Building and Neva Centers this Thursday to Saturday and let the savings begin.
And it's 8 minutes after 9 o'clock, and we've got our returning champions from the Department of Gender Affairs, and my friend from Nevis, right? What's up, guys?
Hello. All is well. I mean, it's Men's Month 2024, and so everything is up. And yes, I'm Mario Phillip. Good to be here all the time from Queen City, and of course Dion, who is here all the time actually.
Yeah, which is why I said returning champion.
Yeah. I just want to know what tea they have this morning for us.
Sorry, no tea this morning.
I mean, I brought bread.
Oh
I
Lord!
didn't get any drink. I didn't get any.
Not even an iced tea.
Oh Lord! We apologize.
Don't choke, please.
Struggle is real. But we are here because it is that time of year again to pay keen special attention and focus on 50% of our population. I think that's a big deal that we sometimes miss, right? So we're bringing up the men today.
So, first of all, Jamsta, happy Men's Month, right? Kevin, happy Men's Month. I think, sometimes we are overlooked and, we don't get appreciated enough, for what we have to carry, the load and the weight that we have to carry in society. But not forgetting the women, women have their own month and everything, we appreciate the women, but
Y'all can take all the shine now.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Just a quick reminder, when is Women's Month again?
That's March.
March?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's when you see all the pink and the different colors, the banks and the business places color up the purple and yellow and everything,
Right, Women's Month is in March. Yes.
And the days.
They ain't gonna give the man too much thing because.
Why not? Y'all deserve it.
For
If it wasn't because I want to use, none of us could have been here. We need both.
So.
Yeah.
You have some wisdom that isn't common on the streets, man. Island tea where you can find the truth.
I know, indeed.
The real tea here. So
Okay, so I saw where, because we don't have much time. We have about 5 minutes left. We have another segment coming up. We have Ras Kelly coming up from Small Axe. So let's do this. Men's Month starts when?
So it starts today.
Starts today.
1st of November.
And runs until
goes on to the 30th of November.
End of the month.
Yeah, the end of the month. The theme this year is promoting positive male role models. That's something that we have to underscore. Every word in that theme is important. We have to promote the men as as you would have mentioned, because sometimes the good that people do go unrecognized, and we don't want just any role models. There are many male role models out there, you know, on the block, on the TV screens and social media, but we are specifically highlighting the positive ones, those that would add substantial benefit to the culture of our people and to our society. And so that's what this whole thing is geared about. And Dion is going to share with us some of the highlights from the calendar, things that you can expect to look forward to as we celebrate the men of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Well, we are happy to be here. This is our first activity for Men's Month. It's the 1st of November, and always we always like to give the Island Tea the exclusive. Right, you have been good to us.
Thanks.
Thanks. You can be better. You can be better
problem.
because we need to see tea when we come.
Next time.
It won't be Island Tea without tea.
Okay.
But at least we're spilling some tea today.
Yeah.
Right?
Get some hot water and put some sugar in it.
Yeah.
Hot swank.
Hot swank. All right then. So, but Island Tea today will be on Voices on Wednesday the 6th, and on the 9th. We have our 3rd annual Buster Pot Cook-Off, right? This year it's going to be rabbit cooking, and it's a cold pot cook-off, no stove, nothing like that. We're doing it how we used to do it back in the day, cold pot style.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So and it's all men.
You have to come. You have to be there.
And we have 5 teams. We have a team from Nevis this year.
Team from Nevis.
Yeah, this year. So it's a team of 2 men each team. So it's 5 teams. And like I said, the main is rabbit, and they have to cook 2 dishes in 90 minutes. And that's where the challenge and the pressure comes in. And we see men really, produce under pressure. And you would believe that some of the recipes, some of the things that they make, the dishes that they make, it's unbelievable, right? Unbelievable.
It's always a thrilling activity. I still remember last year's excitement and fun. So yes, we encourage everybody to come on out, right?
Yeah, that's next Saturday, 1 p.m.
Where is it going to be though?
At 17 degrees.
Okay.
Next Saturday at 1 p.m. Everybody is invited. Even if you have a rabbit home, you can bring a rabbit and try to cook it as well. Right?
Even if you're in Nevis, you have to come and support the Nevis team.
Yes. Certainly, we want all the Nevisians over here to come over and support the Nevisian. Even if Nevisians over here in St. Kitts as well, to come out and support the Nevis team. You can support the Kittitians too, because you live over here. Right?
But it would be a lot.
It's one federation.
Going on a rabbit hole.
There's a lot of support for the men. Cooking is important. Cooking food is where families bond, and even the experience, from preparation to the mealtime. So that's what we're promoting. Men, because cooking is not a woman's task, right?
Yeah.
It's
really
it's everybody's job, and when you can bond over that,
yes,
you build families. I'm guided by Jamsta that we don't have enough time, right? So
yes.
Go ahead, Dion.
No, you can continue, because the next one is podcast in Nevis, Men and Family.
So on Thursday, the 14th of November, we have the podcast Men and Family. The topic, the importance of positive male interactions. Now, so we're getting a bit more specific. So how do males relate to each other? Father to son, brother to brother, friend to friend.
Tough love.
We'll be dealing with that.
That's how we just relate. Tough love.
You need a little bit of that, but then you need some tough love too. Yeah. All love can be tough. So,
but tough love is relative too.
Yes, of course. So we're gonna get that discussion on the 14th of November, 10 a.m.
Where in Nevis though?
It's going to be televised.
Oh, televised.
Right?
Okay, all right.
And streamed online. So,
okay.
From who? Who's doing the podcast?
It would be aired on Nevis Television, so you could see it on YouTube, Facebook, that sort of thing, right? If you're in Nevis on the government station there in Nevis.
Okay.
Right?
Then we see there's International Men's Day on the 19th.
Yes, that is the day. See, we're wearing our shirts.
Yeah.
Right. At the back of it says Men Matter. Right. So make sure you see Men Matter.
Okay.
So we are saying on the 19th.
When did they not?
Make sure you support you know, it's a special day. Big up the men. Don't hold back, right? Because you don't want to hold back when they do wrong, right? We have to highlight here. You know, you falling short a little bit here. So when it's time to celebrate, let's celebrate. Yeah.
I want to ask a controversial question. Does Men's Day apply, International Men's Day apply to people that have changed genders to men?
I think, you know, we're just having a discussion, Diana and I, about Christmas and people who don't want to celebrate Christmas. And so you celebrate if you want to celebrate, whoever you are. So I told Dion, I'll celebrate Christmas because I feel like it. So whoever you are, you feel like celebrating. Celebrate International Men's Day, please. And also, everybody should be celebrating, really.
Yes,
we invite women, big up the men. Men, big up yourself on International Men's Day, right? And however you feel, just do a little bigging up on that day, yeah? You're celebrating positive male role models.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see there on the 21st, there's a National Men's Symposium. It's chapter 2.
Yes. Yeah, you know, we had the first one in July of this year in St. Kitts. And this time we are going over to Nevis to have this National Men's Symposium because the men enjoyed it and they asked for a follow-up. So Nevis happily, decided to do the chapter 2.
Yeah, I heard from Island Tea that Nevis is that girl, right?
Yes.
Who said that?
Listen, Nevis is that girl. Yes, she's that girl. Yes.
That's funny because I'm the one that said it.
Yeah.
I know. Nevis is that girl. Come on now.
I mean, hey, Nevis is named Dulcina. That means sweet. Come on, man.
Exactly.
Sweet girl.
She's a sweet girl.
Sweet girl.
So, chapter 2, National Men's Symposium is going to be in Nevis. So we will be having men I invited to come from St. Kitts, just as we had men from Nevis coming over to chapter 1. So you have to finish the book.
Yeah,
it's chapter
of
2.
course, of course.
Yeah, so we'll be delving into men and family again. Also having a look at gender-based violence, because in November from the 25th, we start the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Right, and men are victims of gender-based violence too. They're also perpetrators. So we'll be having that discussion as well at the symposium. There would be a segment where men would be able to interact with the minister, right? Because men have their own questions, and it's not every day that some average men can just discuss about men-related matters with the minister. So you see, I'm happy that the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Nevis Island administration, they're placing emphasis on men, right? I am the secretary of the Caribbean Men's Conference, so it's a push that we're having around the Caribbean to really elevate men, the mentality, the mindset, the lifestyle of men. We realize men and boys are in crisis throughout the region, and so I and others too, not only myself, but others across the region applaud the work that our government is doing in having a national men's symposium, right? The president was here for chapter 1, right? I don't think he'll be here for chapter 2, but the secretary would be here, right? But we are excited about the fact that our governments here in St. Kitts and Nevis understand that men are important, and we need to stem some of the things that we see happening in our society. So having these rooms for discussion, very important. And we say, men, make sure you take the opportunity, attend the symposium, and have your say.
Do you feel like a lot of these issues are mentally related when it comes to the issues with men?
Oh yeah, most of your issues are really with the mentality, other than things like food and so on. So it really is a huge part of your makeup and what you do, your actions, right, or what you don't do, and so definitely and and there are also beyond that. There are some causes that would cause men to suffer mentally, have emotional stress, and that sort of thing.
So there's a lack of. There's a lack of.
And one of the major issues that we have here, especially in St. Kitts and Nevis, we have across the region, but it is heightened in St. Kitts and Nevis, is fatherlessness. right? With over 50% of our homes being led by single parents, right?
Mothers.
The majority of them, because you do have some single dads, but the majority of those homes are then
Women.
headed by single mothers, right? Which means that men or fathers are absent. And so that is major struggle. I've been in some consultations and meetings, and recently, looking at, probably youth involvement in crime and different things, and that always comes up. Even we had the 90-day symposium. There was a meeting on crime and violence. There was a meeting on Nevis. That was a major thing that came up, right? The issue of fatherlessness. So that's why we're highlighting positive male role models. That's why our nation needs to take stock about some of the things that we do, some of the choices that we make, right? Because if we keep having children, boys especially, and they have no role model, from the home, then who would they become?
But I believe that's a deeper discussion in terms of how we were socialized and everything. But that's not for now. We are strapped for time, right? Because the truth is, men are socialized different than women, and that's the truth.
Yeah,
and in some cases there are biases, some cases that there are hypocrisies, right? So let's. We was just told we have 1 minute, so we'll just finish off with the activities, and we'll be back, right? Next on the...
I hope so. I hope you all have us back.
We will.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
It's up to you if you want to come back with here.
Well,
Tina go no.
well, on the 22nd, Friday 22nd, we're asking every single person, boy, girl, man, woman, in between. I know you asked the questions. That's why I said in between. Right? Right. So
Blue.
Everybody just wear blue. Simple. It's a wear blue day. If you want to color your hair blue, you can do that. If you want to wear blue socks or put on blue nail polish, you can do that.
You can't tell me what to do.
Ignore Jonathan.
I
Ignore
know.
Jonathan.
Last year when we came.
Hey, what's this blue nail polish stuff?
Where's the Jamsta?
Who's gonna wear the blue nail polish?
Female.
Oh, okay.
Female.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
I know. Last year when we came, everybody in the studio had on blue, right? So I see how didn't wear your blue today, but I know that you're saving it up
for the
22nd, right? So maybe we will come back and see that you're repping your blue on the 22nd.
Yes, certainly. And on the 23rd, we are having a men's fitness walk and health fair. And that's what we'll come back and discuss that and how that will go and the route and everything and the kind of checks and screenings that we would have for that. And I'll let Mario close it off with the award ceremony.
So on the 30th, the very last day of the month, we end with a huge bang, the International Men's Day Awards ceremony. And this is one to watch. So last year, we had the inaugural federal awards, right? So prior to 2023, we had an award ceremony on St. Kitts and one on Nevis. So we decided, because the Department of Gender, we lead in inclusion, right, and equity. So we have decided to join together and have a joint award ceremony. So last year was great. It was in Nevis at the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park, and this year it is going to be in St. Kitts. And so the men of both islands can look forward to being recognized in a special way. Those who would have done outstandingly well in their various fields, they would be receiving their accolades while they're still alive.
Me too.
Right? So it depends, because I must say there was a nomination process that already is closed, right? So I'm not a judge, so I don't know if anybody nominated you. They should have. But those men who have been recognized by persons in this society, they would have been shortlisted and they would receive the accolades on that day.
No problem.
Okay, well, gentlemen, we are definitely looking forward to your return, and thank you for coming in and highlighting your month of activities. And once again, folks, don't forget to wear your blue on the 22nd of November in representation of the men. And I see there's a hashtag that said "Men Matters," and men do matter because it takes a man and a woman to create a child. So without a man, although they said we can do it, but we still collect the sperms that we have in the bank from a man. So although it's not a physical man, it's still a man. So at the end of the day, we need men. We need to keep supporting our men, and men need to keep supporting each other. So thank you, gentlemen, for coming in. It was indeed our pleasure, and we look forward to your return.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, it's
Too easy.
welcome.
Thank you.
Too easy.
Radio never sounded like this.
Radio never sounded like this, sounded like this.
98.9 Win FM.
Win FM.
Well, it's 9:27, and we were expecting Ras Kelly at 9:15. No sign of him, but hey, it's all good. And we normally have Fireproof at 9:30. No fireman at the moment. I know we got some videos here with some man. I did not realize all that rain came. So we got these videos. Well, yeah, we got these videos from Southeast Peninsula and Frigate Bay and so on, showing the results of all that rain this morning. So it's quite possible that the firemen are taken up with, looking after some of these things that we're seeing here depicted in these videos. The lawn over at Frigate Bay is all flooded. Well, not flooded, but you know what I mean. It's like another little lake there with all that rain that came.
Rain.
Yeah. So. Okay.
Rain can't stop a thing.
Seems that the gender affairs people don't want to leave. They love us that much.
They love us.
Yes. And plus, we are having extraterrestrial conversation.
Correct. Extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah. So I was just here saying, we were supposed to have Ras Kelly, and then the Fireproof guys would have been here already. So I was just kind of saying, given what I'm seeing in these videos, I guess maybe they got called away for something. You never know.
Oh,
you know.
Yeah, you see how the place is flooded?
Yeah.
Serious.
What was going on outside though?
Huh?
What was going on outside? I saw like the ambulance and the police were outside.
Pinder may be unresponsive or deceased. We're not sure.
Yeah, he was lying on the ground.
He deceased.
For real?
Yeah, I saw the cloth over.
Oh
body.
my God.
Oh, yeah. Once you see that white cloth.
It was yellow.
Whatever cloth. Once you see the cloth covering the whole human being, that means then life is no longer in their bodies.
Yeah. I saw that.
Aww.
I saw that today, and I was passing it actually. So they blocked off the road, right? And I was just like, okay, cool. Like I didn't want to come inside and be like, yo, what happened outside? You see what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, Jamsta started off with that when he did join me.
Yeah, I could imagine.
But we were hoping that it was just unresponsive.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
the 1st of November.
1st of November.
Shucks.
God bless his soul.
Yeah, may he rest in peace.
And all to the families of my brother there, condolences. It's not easy to just deal with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And he's been a figure. Everybody knows Pinders.
Everybody knows Pinders.
To the youngest child. Everybody knows Pinders. Look, I just stabbed myself literally with a pen.
Just yesterday morning.
Oh, you kinky, huh?
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Only Jonathan.
Well.
Just yesterday morning, when I was coming down, I saw him leave the Chinese grocery with a ginger ale. So I said, "Oh, he went to buy ginger ale for breakfast or whatever." You know.
Wow.
I don't understand. I don't like that.
Those guys.
You saying the ginger ale take him out?
No.
Oh,
Just
okay.
just
Normal
normal stuff. Just normal stuff. You know.
Jay's just
stuff.
troublesome.
Okay, cool.
Because you observe mundane things.
I shouldn't
You
make
observe people
shouldn't
doing
make
mundane
you
things. The
joke
next
about
thing you know,
that.
they're dead, and you're like, man.
Everything does have gas.
You know.
Gas.
Yeah, and he was drinking ginger soda to make the gas.
Okay, I have this topic. I done.
Maybe I shouldn't have brought that up. Anyway.
Anywho's.
Okay, let's get our 9:30 break. It's 9:31. We haven't.
So.
Well, he hasn't showed up, and the firemen haven't showed up. But I imagine they might. Ras Kelly may have been.
But today's a good day for the firemen. So what I gotta talk about?
No, meaning.
Do you see how
they,
outside looks?
Yeah, they
you
put.
see the car. You see, there's a car stuck over at Ocean's Edge in the mud. Do you see how the Frigate Bay? What do we call that? The Frigate Bay Park.
The lawn.
Do you see how the lawn looks?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So lots of things are happening from that, but the way the rain sounded, I knew a lot of water was going to be around.
It wasn't like heavy rain, but it was consistent rain.
What? You say it wasn't heavy rain? What did you experience, sir? It was heavy.
I live in a basement, so I don't hear when the water hitting the roof.
I'm not even listening to
No. But yesterday, like it was raining a little heavy, but then what happened is the rain never stopped.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Magnum, my brand. Everybody put your Magnum in the air now. From you a drink Magnum, make me see. Take charge of things now your place now. From the river to the beach to the street. Hot Magnum when me have in a me hand there. He are a sipper, she tell me sweet. Look for me watch for your quick time check. Yeah. Right now a Magnum for your beat. Enjoy yourself every day of the week with a Magnum. My life I forget sweeter. Must be 18 years and older to drink responsibly.
Everything you want, everything you need, got the taste you love, anywhere that you may be. It's the Caribbean flavor. Shirley biscuits make me happy.
Shirley got it all about the flavor. Shirley never let me down. And I lime it at the beach on the town. Shirley biscuits always feel like home.
Everything you want, everything you need, got the taste you love, anywhere that you may be. It's the Caribbean flavor. Shirley biscuits make me happy.
Shirley, the Caribbean's favorite biscuit.
Oh no, that's just some other music. Okay, so we're back.
DJ Flames, I got it up for you. Don't do that again. Don't do that again. I'm gonna say it in front of the ear because I feel like Jay Black free to say what you want on this thing here. Don't do it again. Right, Kelly, I got it up for you too. Because we were waiting and I was expecting to hear the tune. But we can't stop a thing. I enjoy whether people in singing and he can't take an eye. But anywho, I be careful on the Peninsula Road there. if y'all going Peninsula.
Oh my God, I cannot with you.
Yeah, I gonna call it out. They think Jay Black gonna stand friendly and all them things. No, I mean stand for nonsense. But anyways, be careful on the Peninsula Road going over Frigate Bay there. We had a lot of rain yesterday. There's expected to be more rain today. So please be careful on the road, guys. Do not drive fast. The guts are running. All that stuff if you haven't hit the road yet. And of course, I could imagine what the rain would have done to the ongoing bypass road project, Yeah. So please be careful, guys. Please be careful. You're listening to Island Tea, a.k.a. Hot Water without a drama. We're waiting on the callers.
Oh, Jesus. Help.
So we're going to do a quiz?
Yeah, we're going to continue our quiz. Whenever you gentlemen are ready, let me know.
Let me just I guess, apologize for the firemen for fireproof. I'm assuming, as you said, there's a car stuck here in this video. Wow, look at that. That's crazy.
I am not going to bash them. You know why? Because it's rainy. And and it's legit. Today is legit fireproof.
Crazy.
So all of today is called fireproof.
Because no fire can happen because
no
of the
fire
heavy
can
rain.
happen.
Oh, you believe.
No fire can happen.
Okay, sir. All right.
In the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
All right.
Oh, and now I'm looking at the rock slide. I'm just getting around to the third video. The one that's the Southeast Peninsula, right?
Yeah, as Jay was saying, if you're gonna be on the road, be careful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
be careful. Take your time. I know man not be shot in over the peninsula.
Wow.
I ain't gonna say that in front of the police.
Yeah,
people,
so
but
trust me.
We all know. We're conditions. Come on, now, let's talk.
And imagine the things we not seeing, video wise and picture wise.
Yeah. Rockstars ain't to play with.
I know the firemen are probably busy. So guys, just be safe, and we know you're probably hard at work.
Yeah, helping out.
Yeah.
Kelly, not so much. No, I'm just.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, quiz time.
Okay, so I'm going to ask which parish in St. Kitts is in Nicola Town and which parish in St. Kitts is in St. Anne.
Which parish is in St.
Which parish in St. Kitts is in Nicola Town and which parish in...
Nicola Town is in, you mean?
No.
You said which parish is in Nicola Town.
Mm-hmm. Is Nicola Town in a parish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and which...
We quiz you now.
Okay, that what you
Wrong.
are saying. Wait, and which town is in St. Anne? Yeah.
St.
You all say
Paul's.
it's the other way around.
No, Sunny Point. Sunny Point is St. Anne. No, Diebe. Diebe is in St. Anne, correct?
No.
Or St. Paul's.
Who is in St. Anne?
St. Anne would...
St. Anne is in Diebe, St. Paul's.
No, that's St. Thomas, isn't it?
No, you're
I'm
going
so
too far. St. Thomas is Middle
disappointed.
Island and Old Road and them lot there. But I'm saying...
But isn't... Wait. St. Anne. Is that...
St. Anne is at the top of the island. That's the northernmost part of the island.
No, that's St. Paul's.
Oh my God.
Is that the St. Paul's or Diebe? Either way,
I'm disappointed in Jay Black because he had the correct answer and he went and changed it. Sandy Point is actually in St. Anne.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was
and
thinking.
It's the
Okay,
smallest
Jamsta-
parish covering only 5 square miles, which is 13 km.
Okay. So, yeah.
And now for the parish that Nicola Town is in.
I think I'm embarrassing Dwyer.
He'll get you two this morning. Come on.
Said that is Sandy Point. Yeah. I was thinking Sandy Point, but then sometimes I
Jay
get mixed
said
up.
it. Jay seemed to know his
Sometimes-
parishes, but he's not confident enough in himself.
Sometimes I get...
No, we tell him, yeah, because you ask.
But sometimes...
The parish in the tongue.
But you got it. You got the answer.
No,
So I
because
mixed
my
it
man-
up.
Sometimes I get
Actually,
mixed up with
hold on a second.
the female parish names.
Mhm.
So I was thinking St. Mary, but St. Mary's Cairn, right?
St. Mary's
Yes,
Cairn.
you're correct.
And then there's
St. Ma-
Christchurch.
But so where? Okay. So where is Christchurch located?
After St. Mary.
Also, wait, Nicola Town
On
is
the Atlantic
actually
side of the
so
island.
Nicola Town is actually part. I didn't never notice that before. So Nicola Town is actually part of that parish name.
Mm-hmm.
Tried Christchurch, Nicola Town. Okay, that's actually a pretty cool name.
That is,
Nicola
that
Town.
is correct.
Yeah, so it's Christchurch,
correct.
Nicola
Nicola
Town.
Town.
Okay.
Christchurch is on the Atlantic side of the island, by the way.
Oh boy. Which is the largest city in St. Kitts?
The largest city.
Yes.
City. Do
It's
we
a
have a
city.
city here,
The
or do we have a
largest
town?
city in St.
It's a
Kitts.
city.
Or
It's
do we
still
have a
it's,
town?
it's still a city.
Geographically, it's not a city.
Can we?
Yeah, it's a city.
Where we
Which is the largest city in St. Kitts and Nevis? Mr. Asafan, get them.
been answering this.
Somebody in here saying, Jay Black, how you doing? Y'all should flame me too because I should know these two. So y'all don't pile
So y'all
on.
don't know the largest city in
Don't
St.
pile
Kitts and
on.
Nevis?
Last
City.
year,
We have a
last
city.
year.
As
Thank
far as
you.
what?
Bastia.
Bastia.
Bastia is a city.
It is.
Yes.
You consider it just a town?
Well,
That's our
it's a
city
city.
center.
There's a definition for city. It is a city.
Oh my gosh.
Because remember, the population part is more of a that's a relative thing. Because okay, if you live on Nevis, thing would be the city. Charlestown would be the city.
It's a town. We do not have a city.
It is a city.
We do
It
not
is our
have
city center.
a city.
It is a city.
How is it a city?
Because it is.
There are cities in the states with less people than Bastia.
So
that are
what
considered
makes
cities.
a city a city?
I'll take that L. Because I just found out below we have a list of
Caribbean cities?
we have 63 prominent cities in St. Kitts and Nevis.
63 prominent cities?
Cities in St. Kitts and Nevis, yeah.
63?
Yeah, 63. Mm-hmm.
In our little island?
Yes.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Alrighty, let's move on.
They're playing loosely with the term.
No. It actually has a list here. It has 63 cities. Bastia, Cairn, Charlestown, Lemke, Bromere, Kissington Village, Grapetree Bottom, Lagreet, Kitstodats, Bird Rock, St. Peter's, Craddock, Stapleton, Douglas, John England Village, Golden Rock, OGs, Canada, Lucas, Monkey Hill, Upper Connery, Great Heats, Paris, Bayfords, Martinborough, Dalzell's, Jack in the Box, Hermitage, Keys, Artley's, Lodge, Boreal. I mean, they spell Boreal wrong here. Boreal, Burton Pasture, and Fig Tree. 63 prominent cities.
I'm not even going to argue with Jay Black with that. I don't know where he got that list from. Is that you got that from troll.com, no?
No.
Because I don't understand where that list. So all of these places have their own bank and hospital and like separate. Like
Thank you, Miss Sandra Samaru Cassia. She said Christchurch is in the Nicola town. So thank you.
Caller.
Okay.
Caller, go ahead. Hello, caller.
Hello? You're on hot water.
Oh.
Caller, you there?
No, Island Tea.
Yeah, I know what happened. Because remember we had electricity.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
Because I was wondering how come we didn't have callers for the morning. I forgot that part. Okay, so let's continue on. When did Brimstone Hill become a World Heritage Site?
Oh, you know this.
We're
this
keeping it all local.
This is like super recent, like in the 2000s. 2002? 2001?
No.
2007?
It wasn't even in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Go back to
1983.
Oh my God.
Then 95. 98.
Yeah.
It's like 92 or something?
No.
92.
1999.
Really?
Jay's always coming close and then he's just stopping. Okay, as we continue now, we're going to include our sister island.
Let's try this. Let's see if we get this call. I have a feeling it needs to be reset, but
Okay.
caller, go right ahead.
I call her on Island Tea, aka Hot Water.
Okay. So, okay.
What is
Okay,
the
yeah,
oldest
go
church in Nevis?
The oldest church?
Yeah.
You want to be with you from...
I give up.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I ain't going to even try that one there. Where's the oldest church in St. Kitts and Nevis? Well, Nevis.
In Nevis. We're just on Nevis now.
Nevis. My bad.
Jamsa, you can see too?
Nevis?
Yeah, the oldest church in Nevis.
Oh God, what's the name of it? Is that the church where? I don't know.
Okay, so it's a St. Thomas Anglican Church, and it was built in 1643. And that's the same church that's probably you're thinking about, that's overlooking the sea. Looking at us
kind
too,
of up on the hill?
on the hill, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the one I had in mind actually. Yeah, it's on the western side of the island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna stay in Nevis now. So, which church in Nevis was Lord Admiral Horatio Nelson and Francis Nisbet married in, and when was their marriage entered into the 250-year-old register?
James, I may even try that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, man, I'll try that.
I know it's Fig Tree something.
I know it.
St. John's Fig Tree Anglican Church.
I didn't expect you to know
it
about
dates
Jamsa.
back to the 1680.
Honestly, the only thing I remember was Fig Tree. I don't know. I couldn't tell you if it was a
okay.
Methodist, a Catholic, or Anglican church. I just know
22nd of
some
March,
Fig Tree something.
1787, when their marriage was entered into the register. Okay, we're going to go to a nice one here. Okay. What is the sobriquet?
The what?
For our Queen City Island.
What I mean? What that word mean?
What is the meaning of sobriquet?
Yeah.
What is the nickname?
Oh. Oh, Wally?
No.
Sobriquet in Queen City, Nevis, in the dining.
That's the sobriquet?
That's the sobriquet.
Try again.
Nevis nice?
No. That's the slogan.
but the sobriquet is that the nickname?
Yeah, that's what we just said.
So that would be Queen City?
No.
There's another name?
There's another name?
According to Dr. Google, it is also known as the Queen of the Caribbean, which it earned in the 18th century because of its many sugar plantations. And this is why I thought maybe that's why we had Carib Queen.
Yeah. But
yeah.
But that's not the sobriquet really. That's
no,
more
because would I really say that?
Yeah.
Who says that?
I mean, the Gibraltar of the Caribbean, Brimstone Hill, that's not a sobriquet. That's like
that's
true.
A sort of honorific.
It's like an accolade.
Yeah.
It's like an accolade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, which island became the seat of the Leeward Islands colony?
St. Kitts.
When it separated from Barbados in 1971.
Oh, right.
Separated from Barbados?
Mm-hmm.
Barbados
became the seat of what?
The seat of the Leeward Islands colony.
When it's really?
Mm-hmm.
Grenada, maybe?
No.
Dominica?
Okay, so the Leeward Islands colony separated from Barbados in 1971, right? Maybe I said that wrong. So which island became the seat?
Oh, so Antigua then? But wait, so
no, I don't think I understand the question.
So you're saying that then when we were a colony, Barbados
Mm-hmm.
was grouped with us with the
Yes,
Leeward Islands.
Yeah.
But why the Leeward Islands are not the Windward Islands? That's kind of
I don't know.
strange.
Weird, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's the Windward's closest
Yeah,
to Barbados.
so that's why I said Grenada. and
Barbados
then-
is among the Windward.
And then I know at one point Dominica was part of the Leeward Islands. Well, I guess maybe that was just a geopolitical designation
Yeah,
as opposed to
it being a Windward.
Yeah, right. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So which island became the seat of the
Someone
Leeward
says
Islands
Antigua
colony?
here in the chat. Is that right?
Antigua? Not
Yeah.
a Tingo, so.
Dominica?
Not a Tingo, so.
St. Kitts?
No.
St. Vincent?
One more try.
Well, I don't know.
The sweet girl over there.
Nevis?
Nevis.
And this was when?
Huh?
This was when?
After they separated from Barbados in 1971, Nevis
Nevis,
became,
really?
yeah,
I
became
did
the
not
seat
know
of the
that.
Leeward Islands colony.
I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Come, I got a quiz for you now. Where's the oldest church in St. Kitts?
Not in St. Thomas. Not the one
William.
for Sir.
William.
It's an Anglican church.
You sure?
Yeah.
What year?
So
Someone says that's not true though. That whole thing about the seat of
really?
yeah.
When was it built?
Yeah, that's what Dr. Google told me.
When was it built?
Hey, Google calls a whole section of
1493.
Bastia. Google
You just
calls.
pull out your out your
Listen,
ear.
Google calls a whole
You
section.
pull out your out your ear.
Google.
To feel your battle.
According to Google, a whole section of Bastia is called Bromere, and nobody knows that except Google. So I don't know. Maybe I should take
Then we
Google
need to research
with
that.
a-
Okay.
And you guys know Bromere is actually a name for a French word for the
In Dutch?
French word for
Okay.
February, I think. I
Oh,
remember,
okay.
I remember I looked it up because I'm always seeing it's actually a nice name, but I'm like, how come I don't know anything about this?
I'm so upset the
been
phone isn't
taught.
working because I would love for Mr.
Yeah, so-
Asafan to call to tell us.
Anywho's, the oldest church in St. Kitts is, of course, you're correct, the St. Thomas Anglican Church in Middle Island. It was built
St.
in
Thomas is Anglican
1625,
Okay, well, I don't have that part.
making it the first Anglican church in the Caribbean. Although the original structure has gone through restorations due to damage over the centuries, it remains a significant historical site. Rest in peace, Sir Thomas Walmer. Blah blah blah. Yes.
So, Jamsi, you were correct. Dominica was originally considered a part of the Leeward Islands, but was transferred from the
said
British
Dominica.
Leeward Islands to the British Windward
I said
Islands.
Dominica. I was
Behave
right.
yourself.
I was right.
Where is the
I was right.
oldest church in the Caribbean located? Let me see if you could get this one. In the Caribbean. I didn't say in the Federation.
Hey, I bet I know that one.
Look, Jay's cheating.
Is that Guyana?
Who's that
No.
Is it Guyana?
No.
No.
Jay's cheating.
It's in Santo Domingo.
I'll let Jay cheat.
The oldest church in the Caribbean
Oh, boy.
is the Cathedral of Santa Maria, La Menor,
La Mignon.
in Santo Domingo,
Yeah.
Dominican
It's in the
Republic.
Colonial city. Santo Domingo.
Built between
Cheated.
1514 and 1541. This
Cheated.
cathedral is the oldest surviving cathedral in the Americas and a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
As well.
So where's the church?
Santo Domingo.
Santo Domingo in Dominican Republic.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. You know the reason I said Guyana. Do you know Guyana has the largest wooden building
Yeah,
in
cathedral.
the world?
St.
Or
George's
is it?
Cathedral. Yeah, in
is
the
it-
world.
yes.
In the world. We thank you.
Wow.
And the minister said Guyana now has gold. Guyana's always had gold. Guyana's always had bauxite, aluminum, forestry.
He knows that.
No, he knows that. But he was
knows
just
that.
touching
He was
on
just
the
saying,
fact
yeah.
that
he
I'm
knows that.
checking.
we don't have any natural
Because we've always had
resources.
gold.
But I think this Guyana has uranium too. I'm pretty sure I saw
I won't be
that sometime.
surprised.
Yeah.
Bauxite is the one for aluminum foil, right?
Yeah, aluminum.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Aluminum foil.
Yeah.
No, bauxite is different.
No,
it's
no,
bauxite.
bauxite is for aluminum. Yeah.
No, bauxite is for aluminum.
That's what you make. That's the
But
aluminum.
there's
ore.
bauxite and then there's aluminum.
No, bauxite
aluminum is a byproduct of bauxite.
Oh, made from bauxite.
Yeah.
Well, what I was taught was okay.
No, the bauxite is the raw
I won't
material.
I won't argue.
Yeah.
I won't argue.
I think Trinidad has bauxite too, correct?
No.
No, it's Guyana and
Trinidad ain't
Jamaica.
have
No, it's Jamaica.
Jamaica,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
But you know, it's funny when I was in primary school, right? They used to make us feel like I swear, and I'm sure people will corroborate this with me. I would think our teachers made us think that the only place on the planet that had bauxite was Jamaica and Guyana, and then only for me to find out later, oh, they have bauxite in Australia and Russia and places in Africa and so on. So I actually
Maybe
came
your
up
teacher
thinking,
made you feel that in the Caribbean.
yeah, like only Jamaica and Guyana had bauxite. That's how they put it over, pretty much.
Yeah, it says Guyana's been mining bauxite since 1914.
19 when?
14.
40?
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
And the country is considered to have some of the world's highest quality bauxite.
All right. So, correction. Trinidad and Tobago, they have
Oil?
No, it has asphalt from
Pitch Lake.
Yes,
Yeah,
Pitch
La Brea.
Lake.
The La Brea Lake,
The largest natural asphalt deposit in the world.
In Trinidad, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today's the last day of, supposed the last day of the hurricane season. Well, is the last day. Let me not say supposed for anybody to get me.
Is it not yesterday?
It is. The 1st of November.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it the 1st?
I thought it was the end of November. Okay. All right, the 1st.
Isn't it the 1st? No, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Today's the 1st, but no,
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
isn't it
sure.
the 1st
I
is the
think
end? Okay.
But you're right, 'cause it's November something. But for some reason, to me, the November 1st seems kind of weird. It should just be November 31st.
30th.
Oh, yeah, 30th.
Hey,
whatever.
don't give it an extra
I don't
day.
know them off the top
So
of my
who is
head.
responsible for naming hurricanes? Jonathan, do not Google.
Me and Googling.
Who is responsible? He's Googling. He's
Me
cheating.
Googling. Me and
So who is
Googling.
responsible for naming hurricanes since the 1950s? So hurricanes and tropical storms. Let me put them all together. He's cheating.
Yeah, you should be Googling.
All of you twos are Googling.
Me and Googling.
Someone is calling, but callers, just to let you know, the phones need to be reset. They won't be reset for maybe another half hour or so. Because,
the World
but let me try.
Meteorological
You never know. Let me see.
Organization
I
is
call it.
responsible for naming hurricanes.
It's a cheat.
The world who?
The World
World
Meteorological Organization, tying up my tongue, is responsible for I don't read news here, so I can't tell me I can't read, I don't do this.
Oh, boy.
Right? The WMO
Where they
is
based?
responsible.
Does it say where they're based?
You got through? Oh no. He's asking if they say where they're based. Since you're cheating on you're on there.
They are based in Geneva, Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ironically, in a place of the world where probably the gustiest the wind gets is maybe 10 miles per hour.
Yeah, them places don't really get them kind of things. I remember one year though, in the Christmas, there was a system that was heading up to that region, up to Europe. Yeah, I remember one Christmas.
Yeah,
there.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was
It was
crazy.
sometimes hurricanes, once or twice, hurricanes have gone all the way up to Great Britain. That's
Really?
crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
The man
They
can't
had
survive
one like
without-
about 6-7 years ago. It's like that's insane. When they go up to New York, that's crazy. And then this hurricane got all the way up to like southern England, and that was crazy.
It's so funny because I look at places that don't get hurricanes or cyclones or whatever systems. All like Barbados. Barbados don't get none.
Well, they had some last couple of years.
Yeah, no, they probably get
They
like
get
a
the
little touch
MTLs,
up.
right?
They got a little touch up. But
Someone says that the end of November ends the hurricane season. Yeah, because that seems to make sense. November 1st doesn't really make sense.
No, the end of November.
End of November.
It's from the 1st of May. From the 1st of May, right?
Okay. Callers, people calling. Sorry, the phone. We had a power outage this morning, so the phones have to be reset. We're gonna have that done before voices, so don't worry.
Yeah, June 1st. June 1st to November 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so month 10, not November 31st.
November 31st. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Did I say,
We don't want an extra
sorry,
day.
September, April, June,
Sorry.
and November.
Yeah, I
The
could
rest
never
are
remember that
31
off the top of my head.
except
So
February.
listen,
They
the
have
only ones
28 days.
I'll tell you, the only ones I know off the top of my head are December and February.
What?
Well, no, exactly that they're 31 days. If you ask me offhand, I can't tell you. Well,
But you never learned the song in school?
I learned the song, but I don't remember it.
I just said that's how
I don't
every
go
time-
through.
I don't know. I
can't go
don't
through all
understand
that.
people in
I can't go through that.
Some of us went to school.
I can't go through all that.
No, but you can't. But that's the one thing you repeat, cause you know, even out of school.
No.
30 days at September. Every time I remember.
It's not. It's not a deal breaker as far as. It's not a deal breaker as far as my life. I mean, I'm not gonna get a ticket because I don't know. Maybe I could. I could think of a scenario where that could happen.
Lord Jesus. So
Go
now
ahead.
we're looking at the deadliest hurricane in the in history, and Jay's gonna Google again. He's gonna cheat.
Hey, put that away, man.
What?
That's like when that's like doing an exam and pulling out the calculator. Although they allow that now, which to me makes no
Deadliest
sense.
hurricane in history.
George.
No.
So
George wasn't deadly.
What's the question again?
The deadliest hurricane in history. Not in U.S. history, but just in history overall. Because the deadliest, or do you know the deadliest hurricane in U.S. history?
I guess they should say on record because technically they could have been much more damaging hurricanes.
No, this seemed to be the most damaging one, and then you have the other ones that follow that we can.
What century was it in?
17th.
The 17th century?
Yeah.
No. You sure?
Yeah.
You know that's not really saying much though.
Not saying much.
Because if you consider that building technology back then was probably no, I mean seriously. I mean
but it's funny because
those stone buildings probably would stand up in a
It was
hurricane.
in the 20th
but still.
century actually.
The 20th century?
Yes.
Which one is it?
Galveston.
No.
Texas. That's
this
the
is
name.
the Great Hurricane of 1780. What you have, and then
The deadliest hurricane in history is the Galveston
the
hurricane.
deadliest
of
hurricane in history
1900.
was the Great Hurricane of 1780, which killed 22,000 people.
What?
It affected areas included St. Lucia, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic. And then it goes on to say other notable hurricanes include Hurricane Sandy, Hurricane Patricia, the Galveston Hurricane, the Florida Keys Labor Day Hurricane, Hurricane Mitch, and Hurricane Fifi.
Wow.
So Mitch is the only one that's been in recent times then, right?
1998.
Yeah, because I knew that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, Galveston Hurricane
And-
was in the 1900s.
And that would have
This
been
is a
back
Category
when
4
way
storm.
before.
You know what's funny?
that-
You said U.S. history.
No, I didn't say U.S. history.
No, she said world history.
No,
She said world
I
history.
said, and then I ended up saying, okay, since we couldn't get this one, I said then the U.S. history, which would have been the Galveston one.
And then here's another.
And then Katrina.
Okay, right.
Here's another twist on that. She said hurricane, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
if she said cyclone, it might have been different because it could be either a hurricane or a typhoon. Because
No, but it said the deadliest hurricane in history,
okay, so
not
it-
U.S. history. That's why I said not U.S. history, not
yeah.
thing. George wasn't deadly.
I wanna look up the deadliest typhoon in history because technically they're both cyclones. It's just that they call them hurricanes in the
I
northern
sure that's
hemisphere.
somewhere over there in
and
China and them.
They get some really bad ones over there.
Yeah, I look at how they get.
But
those.
22,000 people you said died in that.
Yeah, that one, yeah, and it
Wow.
affected areas including St. Lucia, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic.
So you see, technically, I'm not saying the hurricane wasn't bad, but 22,000 people died. You have to figure that, other than maybe the rich people who lived in the fancy stone buildings, right? You have to figure that most people's houses weren't up to handling a hurricane. The hurricane could have been even like 75 miles per hour. How do we know?
That's a
You know?
little bit of gust.
Look at Galveston, look at mash up the place. But then, as you said, the structures of building wasn't as strong back
Now what
then.
Jamsta say? Was it okay?
All
here's
the
another one.
rich landowners and so
What
on.
makes the difference
were probably cool.
between a hurricane, a typhoon, and a cyclone? Kortensia, don't answer.
A hurricane, a typhoon, and a cyclone.
Yes, what's the
Can
difference?
I say the winds?
No. Try again.
I just said it.
Close
kind
enough.
of. Yeah.
I don't know what he's trying to do. You said not the winds.
No, not the winds. No.
So I don't know then. The water level.
No.
Not the winds. The destructive capability.
No.
Geography.
The geography, where it's located.
Oh.
Yeah.
So everybody don't get hurricanes.
Hurricanes form in the Atlantic Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Typhoons form in the Northwest Pacific Ocean, right?
But wait.
And cyclones are over by the South Pacific and Indian Ocean.
But don't sometimes we look outside on our ocean and
But
we
aren't
see
they all
we
cyclones,
we have little
Yes.
spouts, or that's just water spouts that won't be considered a cyclone, right?
No, water sports is just a phenomenon.
It's just a tornado on
Just
the
a
on the,
tornado
on,
on
on the
water.
sea.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
normally see them outside on the waters.
Yeah, I saw one once.
No, that's not a typhoon. That's not a cyclone. Lord, I must say, you probably said this to somebody in conversation. You can probably convince them, girl.
No,
They-
why
they-
would I do that? I asked a question.
Oh,
I
okay,
never
cool.
said that.
just making sure. Just
Don't
making sure.
mix me in that. I asked a
Hey,
question.
but yes, if you watch World News,
If that would be considered a cyclone.
and hurricanes, as we did say, originate over by Philippines and areas there. They call it
Typhoons.
They call it typhoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, they had a bad one like 2 weeks ago.
Oh boy.
I saw water
not
was like
Pacific.
waist
No,
deep.
my bad. Cyclones.
Cyclone. Yeah, but
cyclones.
but technically they're all cyclones. It's just that
All of them are the same.
yeah,
essentially,
because
right, it's
cyclones. Just depends on the geography.
geographical
Yeah.
location, and of course the winds would determine how the hurricane spins as well, right? Because hurricanes from the Atlantic go from the west to the east. The hurricanes go like this.
Yeah, clockwise and counterclockwise.
Correct,
yeah.
correct.
Yeah, I see the eye. I see what they look like.
And then in Australia, fun fact, the toilet, when you flush it, it swirls the other way.
But New Zealand too.
New Zealand too, yeah.
Any place south of the equator.
The toilet does swirl the other way.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There was a funny joke.
Swirling.
I don't remember who it was, but there was a funny joke a few weeks ago with a politician, an American politician who didn't seem to realize that when you're in Australia, he was laughing at someone who said, "Oh, it's winter there." He said, "What are you talking about? It's June. No, it's July. You can't." Not realizing that, south of the equator, the seasons are reversed. So like now it's like maybe heading up to summer in Australia and New Zealand. It's kind of weird, eh? So Australia kind of has a Christmas like us then, where it's no snow. When you think about it, right? When you think about it,
get real cold.
Yeah, it gets cold, but it doesn't really. I know it snows in New Zealand, but yeah.
Yeah, because like them places you're far off, you're heading down to the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snows in New Zealand. Snows in South Africa, actually. Snows in Argentina. But it's like summer. It's like spring going into summer now. Okay, so this is a rum drinking day, Odyssey. Okay, so we gotta shut it down now. You heard the new Odyssey song for Carnival?
No.
All
I'm hearing is
Where the
We could
rum?
probably end that.
Where the rum be?
You can't stand up on one foot. Where the rum be? Where the rum be? Where the
Where's the rum, Jay Black?
By the studio.
What you got home in the bar? What bottles? Oh, nice. Okay, you got taste.
Yeah.
Oh, I
You
spoke
really
to.
think he has old road rum?
I got old one.
Yeah,
I got a small one. I could just carry in my pocket, and I got like the big one.
I spoke to what's his name? Jack?
Yeah, Jack. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna come soon. He was supposed to come, but he said he's really busy. So we're gonna have a sit down with Jack soon. Yeah.
I got 2 liter Hennessy.
Really?
Can't even fit in the cupboard.
I have some empty bottles home. Can I come by and you kind of just?
What do you think this be? Probably got wells out.
Come on, man.
Folks, y'all have a great weekend. These two have their rumology talk.
Rumology, I like that.
Yeah.
Who had that song? Was it Pino?
Rumology?
Rumology, yeah. I think it's Pino.
Actually.
Yeah. 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. Okay. So I'm gonna bid my rumologist co-host
A great
farewell.
weekend. Be safe out there, folks.
This was Island TV back on Monday at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the weather.
Whether or not.
He wasn't here. You were here, and was it you who was here when we were talking about tequila being the healthiest well,
He
quote
wasn't
unquote,
here.
quote unquote,
It was on Tuesday.
healthiest
in front of Dr. Osborne.
Yeah.
spirit you can drink.
He and Dr. Osborne always manage to include some form of spirits in whatever health topic we have on Tuesday. She'll be like, Jamsta, you hear that? It's especially when she speak about limit the alcohol and stuff. So yeah, they always sneak in alcohol somewhere in our discussion. Just for a little, just for a tad second.
Okay, I want a bottle of Casamigos for Christmas.
Casamigos?
Sorry the phones wasn't working, so we
Holla
couldn't get the
bye.
calls in, but hopefully, as Jamsa said, it's going to be up for voices.
Okay. Try to give them back a little bit of the time that we lost this morning due to the power outage.
Yeah.
Okay. So, folks, Socrates will be in for voices at 11. And I think, what's his name? Personal. Jof is going to be back here at 10:30 to release a song. So, we'll have a little 10 minutes with Jof at 10:30. So, come over to winmediaskn.com. But come back on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at 11 for Voices with Socrates.
Bless up.
Meanwhile,
Y'all have a great weekend.
Yes. Meanwhile, I'm kicking out these two. Out. Get out.
No, me a wacko.
Ready rum,